Hi, I'm Erin with After Cancer, Solutions for Sexual Health and helping survivors find intimacy again. Today's topic is around communication. Last week we talked about preparing for a conversation with that person you sleep with, and this week we're going to talk about 6 tips that will help you have a successful conversation. So you might think, why is all of this needed? Cancer changes so much about us physically, both physically and emotionally, inside and out. And in order for you to keep or maintain a healthy relationship, you're going to need to be able to communicate your needs and wants since cancer. So let's get started with some of these tips to help with your conversation that you need to have. First of all, tip number 1, where to have a conversation. The reason this is important is it's really where not to have a conversation. Do not have this conversation in the bedroom. So conversations around sex, which can be extremely delicate, do not have in the bedroom. Have it anywhere else, preferably somewhere you feel comfortable with. When to have the conversation. So I want you to schedule a 30 to 60 minute time to have a conversation, and do it when you feel your best. Don't have it before, during, or after sex, but have it when you feel the most optimistic in your day, when you feel the best, not tired, not fatigued. If you are still recovering and napping during the day, try not to have it any time during that nap time. When we are tired, we're more emotional on topics like this. We tend to be more apathetic about our ability to control our future. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is what to talk about. So let's not boil the ocean. We're not going to talk about all the problems that we're having, all the problems in our sex life. We're going to talk about 1 or 2 issues. So identify 1 or 2 things that you've noticed that have changed about yourself and make those your issues. So instead of saying, I'd like to talk to you about the trouble we're having with our sex life, which sounds a bit overwhelming and tough to solve, say, I'd like to talk to you about some of the changes I've experienced since cancer. Maybe some of the changes I've experienced with touch since cancer. So that's number 4. The next 3 are all about the how. So when you have this conversation, there's a few things to remember in terms of what to say. Use I statements. Whenever you're talking about feelings and emotions, I statements are better than you statements. So start the statement with how you feel, what your thoughts are, not what you perceive is happening. So make no assumptions here. These statements are about your thoughts and feelings. So I feel rejected when we don't have sex as often as we used to would be one way to say it. Another way to say it would be, you're just not attracted to me anymore. Which of those 2 sentences sounds more supportive? Which one sounds more accusatory? Make sure that your statements start with I and that you're clearly conveying how you feel. All right, rule number 5. Balance the positive with the negative. If you remember in the letter that was written as a prelude to this conversation, the letter talked about acknowledging what that spouse or partner had done well. It's a great way to start a conversation. Acknowledge what has gone well. I appreciate how patient you have been with me, but I feel rejected when we don't have sex very often, would be an appropriate thing to say. So acknowledge that he has been or she has been patient or whatever it is, but balance that positive with the negative. After you've done that, then ask what concerns your partner has. They may actually mirror some of your own. Remember, when you state your concerns and your feelings and you ask for theirs, shut up and listen. It's time to hear what they have to say. You've set the stage for having the good conversation. Now you can listen to what some of their thoughts and feelings are. Rule number 6, schedule another time to talk. Make sure the time is set for a short period of time in a comfortable place, not the bedroom, that you use I statements to communicate what you want to say. You balance the positive and the negative. And with all of those tips, you should be able to come together and start to develop some strategies to help you find intimacy again. So next week, we're going to talk about some of the questions that may come out of this conversation that you have. Questions that may involve talking to your physician or other people about how you can get the help you need. Remember, go to our website at aftercancer.co where your questions are always welcomed, and visit us there and sign up to join the community of survivors that are also struggling with these issues. Your comments are welcome below or contact us at aftercancer.co.